At the time I drank, I think 3 nights continuous, non-stop. A lot of alcohol. I blacked out. I couldn't eat for those 3 nights. It's 2 days to 3 nights. So I blacked out. Then an ambulance was called the third day now. I was taken to hospital, being stabilized. I'm not sure, but they mentioned I started developing some seizure. So I was in hospital. I think the first 7 days I wasn't conscious. So when I gained conscious, that could be the second week. That's when the doctor talked to me about it. Like, it's too much, and it's not for you. It's not meant for you. But he didn't mention that I'm an alcoholic. So she said the only thing you can save your life is to stop drinking. And all along I've been fearing that I might die because of the heavy drinking. I started fearing that I might die of...
Addiction is a powerful, cunning, and fatal disease. A lot of people have been a victim to this disease, and what we actually lack is information. The Addiction Tunnel YouTube channel is hereby bringing you real-life stories in addiction, in recovery, testimonies, to highlight you on matters addiction, and also to bring hope to the families that have been victims of the said disease. I am your host, Joseph Wambua. With me is Elijah Muyaka. Welcome, Muyaka.
Thank you so much.
Muyaka.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about your journey.
First, in the introduction, sometimes the names you use are not the common names that I'm known by. So the easier name that I go with is Shadi, Manau Shad. But those are my official names, the ones you have called me. Mayaka.
Mayaka.
Yes. So, my story, where do I start? My background in drinking started in Majengo. I never drank since I was born to 16 years. I was 17, 18 when I finished high school. And then moved to Nairobi, Majengo, Pumwani. That's in 2004. And that is the first time I tasted alcohol. Having come from a family where people used to drink, but I never drank. I didn't find the essence of drinking. So in 2004, my cousin's friend introduced me to alcohol. He was talking in the morning, one morning, I remember it could be a Saturday morning, around 10ish. He was walking out and said he's going to nurse his hangover. And then he asked if I can come with him. And we came to town. And I had my first drink. And I drank for that period of December. You know, just having fun. And went back. I had just finished my KCSE. So I went back to school, 2005. That time I'd tested alcohol, but I was not drinking. You know, I think then 2005 after exams, again I came back, continued drinking. If you know Majengo, we have access of everything, every drug you can think of. But I don't know, miraculously nothing ever got to me. And then it's only alcohol I was taking, and actually for fun, to pass time and friends, socializing, hanging out. So 2005, just no more drinking. Drink a beer, go home, sleep, wake up the following day, proceed with normal life. So that's how it started, for fun. And then we started going out, clubbing with friends, still enjoying. But I remember now where it took a turn. It is in 2013 or 12, 13 thereabout. Is when I started having a problem with it. Because I used to drink, sleep, wake up, go to work, do everything normal.
So you're very functional.
Very fresh. So now from 2013, I could see a change because now I could drink a lot and then not go to work or perform. Sometimes I could go do interviews, pass, and then I remember there's a time I was supposed to report work the following day. A big job I'd got in London. I was supposed to report at one of the hotels in town to meet the owner of the company as we start embarking to where I was posted in Bomet. So I drank the previous day. I couldn't wake up in the morning. By the time I'm waking up, actually, it was around 9, and I was living in Umoja. So getting my way to town, hungover, you know, I couldn't even find the hotel. By the time I'm getting there, I'm drunk like a skunk. And now that started raising alarm. I'm not able to drink and get to work. But I couldn't give up because I had to start feeling it. And then, so 2013, having now known, because I think from the introduction, you introduced that people suffer in alcoholism and addiction without knowing. I'm one of them. I never knew until I walked into the treatment center. That's when I knew I'm an alcoholic. I didn't know. I used to ask myself why I'm doing insane things and those things that I was doing without knowing. So then now bad episodes started happening, accidents, incidences, drinking, being knocked out or blackouts, and then not explaining how I drank, how I got home, where did I drink last, with who, waking up with, your body pains, injuries. I never knew. And I think now to drink for life, like I have to drink to function, then I think you understand we have different types of alcoholics, and I belong to the binge alcoholics. The moment I start drinking, if I start today, bro, it's one bender that you might not like. I remember times I could stay like 6 months without drinking, but the moment I touched the first alcohol, was the end of it for 1 or 2 weeks, drinking non-stop, and then now not able to wake up. So yeah, my travel of journey in drinking was really one thing I never used to understand. Why I could behave the way I was behaving, why I could get things as I was getting. And drinking, getting to work, and my cycle continues to drinking, never getting to work, or never reporting. So it started bringing in issues to my working, experiences. But I couldn't still know why. And then, of course, now, once you're an alcoholic, you need to drink. You need to feed the alcoholism.
Yeah.
Yeah. So about that 2013, I moved from Majengo, where I used to stay, to Umoja, and then started afresh again. But I picked from there. I continued drinking. I had a break towards the end of 2013 when I traveled out of the country to our neighboring country, Tanzania. So there I never drank that much, but I found a way. I could still drink, but still good because I was doing some training, excelling and doing all those great things. I came back. I stayed, I think, for a month. That's 2014. And then 2014 again, I traveled out of the country to Denmark. I'd got another job, but I was sent to Denmark for some training. I think I got access, so much access, and I was paid some good per diems as I was taking my course there. So I found another way of getting alcohol. I remember I missed some classes that I was supposed to attend, and I didn't even know that the management there was sending information to my employer back in Tanzania. But then I proceeded. I drank a good one in Denmark. Access. I remember times I could even walk to those stores. I forget even my change. So long as I've gotten my alcohol, I even forgot to pick my change from the vending machines. And then the following day, I'm walking there. Those guys even knew me. Because every morning I'm walking there, sleep, late at night, wake up, go there, drink. I came back. Then when I came back, I lost my job. No, I was actually supposed to be transferred from Tanzania because there's something happened. I didn't get my work permit. So I was transferred to Nairobi to work in the same organization, but in Nairobi. So when I came, that is 2014. It could be around February. When I came here, I don't know, miraculously, I didn't get that position. Something happened and it just went missing. Then I started now working. Now it took a good one in 2015, drinking. That one I drank that year. It was actually around this place.
Ngong Road.
Yes. I used to live here, just across the road. Then there's no bar I don't know here. There's no place I've not drunk here. I remember I was jobless at that time. So when I left Denmark to here, I met a girlfriend there.
In Denmark.
In Denmark. But when I came back, we broke up. When we broke up, there's a lady that I was supposed to meet there, but I didn't meet her. And we met online when I came back. So then apparently she became my girlfriend then, long distance girlfriend. This time now that I don't have a job, I had a drinking bender with two friends of mine. One is the late, dead of alcohol. And then I had a bad accident later that evening. And then I was meant to travel to Denmark that month. But now we had to cancel the plans so that she comes, because I was advised not to travel. I had a bad accident and injured my right foot. When she came, of course, one thing led to the other. She took care of me after the accident. She had to go back because she was working. And when she left, she has conceived our kid. And then, remember, I was still jobless.
Yeah.
And I was depending on support from here and there, and then some few gigs here and there. Professional, I'm a trainer on human rights and other things. So I used to get some few gigs and there. When she went back and broke the news that she's pregnant, I had to wake up. Like, wow, I'm now becoming a father soon. Then I started looking for a job. It was difficult to get a job. It proved difficult to get a job. But I had to, because in 9 months, I'm going to be a father. And I don't know what's going to happen. So I started looking for a job. I remember I came to even these companies around here to look for a job because I was living around this place. But I didn't get one. Later that month, I think I got a job at one of the hotels as a waiter. So I went there. I changed. I stopped drinking for a while. I went there, worked, but it's a restaurant, pub restaurant, a good one. So I used to drink at that place again. Sneak, drink, good tips, good money. Of course, now access to alcohol. I could drink every time. But one thing I know, I'm good at what I do. So in many instances that I could have been fired because of getting drunk to work or being drunk at work, I wasn't fired, miraculously. And most of the jobs I've done, not most of, all the jobs that I've done, I've never been fired, irrespective of my drinking. It's either I resign or my contract runs out. I never knew how I got my ways out of it. And then, now there, while working as a waiter, my son was born 24th May 2015. Now, things changed a bit. I reduced my drinking, trying to be a good father, all that. But he was in Denmark and was in Kenya. Then God again blessed me. I got a job in Asia. I fled out of the country. That could be 2016, March 16. I remember that's the time I left. But I resigned 1 month before traveling to Asia. So this 1 month I drank a good one. I remember the time I was going to the airport, I was drunk, high as a kite, man. And then you know, when you if you understand the drinking, you don't get time to eat.
Yeah, true.
And then I drank that previous night, and then my family was taking me to the airport drunk. So thank God that time it wasn't the corona times we have now. So when immediately I checked in, I boarded, I started drinking. And throughout my drinking, I've got a good rapport with this cabin crews. So I get a lot of alcohol for free to drink. And I remember I drank from, for the 5 hours to Qatar, I was to change another plane to Bangladesh. I think I drank probably 2 mzingas.
What?
So along the way, I blacked out. And then I started throwing. So you know what that calls an emergency.
Yeah.
The plane, somebody's sick. The cabin crew comes running. And then I was sorted, given those things. I don't know how, again, they didn't know that it's because I drank a lot. I don't know. I threw up. I was given some orange juice, some things. I was told to just wait and see what happens. But quickly, because I think my body had used to a lot of alcohol, I gained again. By the time I'm getting to Qatar, I had gained energy. I got out, the layoff, and then I had no money. But I don't know, again, I got some money in the airport. I drank the duty free as I was waiting to change planes. So by the time I'm landing to report my new job, new country, new place, new office, man, I was so high. But they didn't again realize. I went straight to bed and slept. So in Asia, that is the first time when I was in Bangladesh, somebody mentioned to me that I have a drinking problem. Because one day, I used to access alcohol. In Islamic countries, alcohol is not sold anyhow. But I used to find it as a foreigner drink. So one day, with my friends I used to live with, there was a time this insecurity was a bit high where I was working. So we were on holiday, remember? So one evening we walked into the store, got as many as possible, and checked in to our rooms. That's the time I drank, I think, 3 nights continuous, non-stop. A lot of alcohol. I blacked out. I couldn't eat for those 3 nights. It's 2 days to 3 nights. So I blacked out. Then an ambulance was called the third day now. I was taken to hospital, being stabilized. I'm not sure, but they mentioned I started developing some seizure. So I was in hospital. I think the first 7 days I wasn't conscious. So when I gained conscious, that could be the second week. That's when the doctor talked to me about it. Like, it's too much, and it's not for you. It's not meant for you. But he didn't mention that I'm an alcoholic. So she said the only thing you can save your life is to stop drinking. And all along I've been fearing that I might die because of the heavy drinking. I started fearing that I might die of, the liver cirrhosis, all those things that you can imagine about, the episodes. The many times I've been driving, the roads, and I'm a biker. Sometimes I could ride while I'm high, get accidents. I'm like, I need to stop this. So when she mentioned that I need to stop, I didn't take it as, okay. I listened. I was under medications for the next 1 month. I did that.
What a story. Viewers are going for a short break and we'll be right back. Viewers, you're back. Shedi, now you're in Bangladesh and you're in hospital. What happened?
I spent, I think, 14 days in hospital, being stabilized and then advised what to do thereafter under heavy medications. But luckily, I was given an overhaul test on my body. All my body organs were okay. But I was diagnosed with one disease they call something, Weiss-Melis or something like that, a medical term, that I drank a lot, that I was bleeding on my intestines. Imechoma. But anytime I spit, the blood. Yeah. So I go for my long call, blood. Imechoma that bad because I was drinking dry gin, whiskey. But that night, I think that episode that I had was a lot of whiskey and yeah.
Did you get worried?
Yes, a lot. I'm here, a father, a husband that time, and my family, and then now my work, my job is at stake. Because if now they know, anything can happen. I'm in a foreign country, remember?
Yeah.
And then now it's my insurance that is paying for that. What if they say no? But then I was put to take a bed rest for 2 weeks. But then, of course, now because I knew myself, the problem was drinking. The first 3 days I stabilized and I asked if I can get back to work. I said, I'm okay, I can get back to work. I went. Then now episodes of drinking and blacking out started happening at work. Then as much as you hide, it comes out. So while there again, I think I stopped drinking for 2-3 months. Then almost a year I was to come back. Having run out of the contract, I was to come back to the country. So I came back to Kenya with good money, having saved. I think I didn't use that money in doing anything apart from drinking again. Kufika tu hivi, I only found a place to stay and started drinking. I bought a new bike that time. Again, I had an accident with it, written off. One morning around 3 in the morning, I was drunk around Donham area. I get head on. Luckily, I woke up in hospital, some hospital in Buruburu. So when I'm getting up around 5 in the morning, I'm like, this ceiling looks different. It doesn't look like my place. Then people all over, and I used to stay alone. I'm like, where did people come to my house? How do they get access to my house? So then the nurse told me I calmed down. I'd just been involved in an accident. And then I had my locks on. And then they had shaved me one side to stitch where I had the injuries. Then the police was there, asked for my bike insurance and driving license. I gave them. They told me to check to Buruburu police station later to record a statement. I was taken home. And then again, miraculously, they didn't know that I was drunk. So I got them. So it could have been a different case altogether. But they never realized. So my insurance sorted, paid me money. I didn't stay long. I got another job. No, I moved from Nairobi. I went to Machakos to stay with my brother for a short while. I got another job, same organization, different position. I was posted in Nanyuki. And I had just been given my insurance had just paid me money. I got a good footing in Nanyuki to get a bearing as I report to work. Again in Nanyuki, I reported drunk to work. Fun enough, I don't know if they knew and assumed or they didn't know because they never asked about anything. And then now bad episodes came because I was holding this big position in Kenya. In that organization, I was the head of the youth department, the whole of Kenya. And then I had an international activity or event that I'd organized with some, there's a training we used to run, and participants used to come from Denmark, I think Sweden and Kenya. Now they come together and have this big event. I just reported 1 week or 2 weeks before then. So that was my first assignment to run. And then I had prepared everything. The keyword, the permits, the function, the mobilization was done and everything was running smooth. So the detail tomorrow. So the eve to the function, I drank and blacked out.
What?
I woke up the following day, 3 p.m. Function inaendelea. Isha. Man, it was bad. It was bad. I had to run away. That one was bad. In fact, when I blacked out, I remember we drank to around midnight, club hopping. I don't remember the last club we went and what we drank and how I found myself home. By the time I'm waking up is 3 p.m. Saa 9 mzee ndo naamka.
The big event.
The big event inaendelewa tafuta because now I was the head of everything. I was there to run the program.
Kama mia.
The man, hey, yeah, 50. The managers looked for me, my immediate bosses, the guys we were running the activity with were there looking for me. Sipatikani. So like, what's happening? Where's this guy? Is he okay? Is he safe? You know, they didn't know that I was bad in that drinking. So they started looking for me. So when I'm working at 3, mazee nakimbia tuko na event. Nikiangalia saa 9, damn. So nikifika hapo niniambiwa, I met some guy from a distance. Wakaniambia toka, but you have been looked for, and then because they could see I'm drunk, then they told me just go. The boss has been looking for you. We'll talk later when you're drunk. And then I went to the club, katoa lock, nakunywa, nikarudi home, nikalala. The following day, early in the morning, I left Nanyuki for Nairobi because first the guilt and shame.
Yeah, true.
Killing me, man. What is that I did?
How will you explain?
How will I explain it to the bosses? Funny enough, again, I wasn't fired. I was given a warning letter. I tried to give, you know how we are dodgy, alcoholics, yeah? So I don't know how I got out of it. Still, I say it's God. My higher powers just been with me all along. I was given first warning letter. Then I went back. And again, I proceeded doing what I was doing. Being good at what I do all the time. I was given another chance, proceeded working. I think 2 or 3, I was under probation that time because I had not finished 3 months. It was actually the 3rd month almost. So as I'm almost finishing the probation period, we had a brawl in a bar again. And it got to my boss. Second warning letter. And then now that time I started taking easy on my drinking, avoiding some friends, getting to work, home, work, trying to simplify things because it was hitting me bad, you know. This is what I depend on everything, yeah, and it's not working out. So um, that episode again was reported. I was served another second warning letter. I remember the following month I was sent for an assignment. We had the East African Youth Leadership Summit in Arusha, and I was among the panelists to do it. So I was facilitated to go. I left Nanyuki well, reached to Nairobi. I was supposed to travel straight, but I decided to hang around Nairobi a bit because Nairobi is home. No, I drank that night. I don't even remember. I missed my traveling. I didn't travel that evening. I had to travel Saturday. On Sunday, I was traveling on Friday, but I had to travel on Sunday. And worst is, I actually drank even my transport. Thank God that I had a ticket, a one-way ticket though.
Yeah.
So I went, but from where I lighted to the venue, I couldn't get money to go there. So I asked one of the cab guys, taxis, to take me to the venue because I knew I'll find some guys there. So I went there. I got some guy, asked for some money. I paid the taxi. He went. I told him I'll pay him back. We did the event went on well. I finished. I did a good presentation. I remember I met good people there, good network. Came back to Kenya. And I reported to work. Then other episodes started. No, that December, we were breaking for December, the Christmas.
Yeah.
I went home. And I remember that's the time again I drank a big one. My family, because we were all of us at home, with lots of money, you know, drinking every day, not eating. My family got worried, but they couldn't ask or say it. So because of the trend that I was seeing, I resigned from work. It was painful to do it, but that's the only option because what was following, remember I have two warning letters. I had been given a show cause letter. For me to reply to the show cause letter, I accompanied to my resignation letter. See, so they chose the latter. So I was allowed. I went. Then I came home. I was to travel to Denmark now to be with my family now that I've resigned.
Yeah.
I stayed for 2 months as I'm processing my visa to travel to Denmark. You know that time you're not when you're processing for your visa, the Schengen visa. You can't buy your air ticket until you get the visa, but you have to show that you are able to with bank statements and all those things. So I had saved money for that. As I was waiting for these 2 weeks, I said, either way I'm going to get it because I've never been denied. I've got valid reasons why I'm traveling. My family is there, so they cannot deny me a visa. So confident of that, I started drinking the month that I had. That I nitapata tu niongezee kwa flight. Nilikula pesa ya fare.
Again, Arusha hii.
No, before nilianza kukula, I think nilikuwa nishakula ka mbao hivi. Like 20 Gs. So what happened was, funny, they had not checked my account to verify. There's something they were waiting from my bank to inform them. So the bank was delayed. And I was like, it has never taken this long before I get my visa. So I called the embassy. Why am I not getting my visa? And then my wife then was worried. Why is the visa? He's supposed to be here by Wednesday next week. Why doesn't he have a visa? We wrote a letter asking, and they said, oh yeah, we wrote to his bank, he has never gotten back. Nakumbuka nishakula pesa na kuna limit inafaa kukua kwa hiyo account. Yeah, God in himself again. Nikapigia bank nikamwambia, wewe washow last the previous statement before the days I started using the money. So that I don't miss it. I don't know how it happened. They accepted. And again I got my it got delayed. So because my traveling was coming close, it was my son's birthday that was coming. So I had to travel as early as then. So I called the consul and they gave me an appointment straight to the embassy, not to the visa center. So I went straight to the embassy, and the embassy, I was told, I waited my visa being processed. They didn't bother so much about these other things. Looking at my record, my frequent traveling record was good. Yeah. So then again in my travelings, I had become a frequent flyer with one of the airlines. So be it that I'm in business class or economy class, I could be given business class. So you know what that means?
Yeah.
Getting drinks as you want.
Yeah.
So that is the time you ask for the biggest cognac, a bottle, wine comes by bottle, everything comes. Again, miraculously, when I was traveling this time round, because of the time limits, I didn't get my usual airline available. So they gave me a different one. And this one doesn't serve alcohol. So yeah, that's the first time I'm meeting my son. I mean, that's the time I'm flying now. I arrived sober. It was kind of good and relief for me because I know how wasted I could have landed.
Yeah.
So this getting to Denmark 2018 again broke. I mean, a lot happened there. I drank a lot. My father-in-law used to brew alcohol by himself. He had a brewing machine. So there was every little alcohol you can think of in the house. So I used to drink big time, big time. But I think they realized I noticed. And then we started bringing issues with my wife. Drinking a lot before the parents, the shameful,
Yeah.
started having quarrels here and there, fights here and there, small fights, disagreements here and there. But I've never been drunk before my son. That's the best thing, I think. But she could see our, after drinking
Yeah.
the previous night when he's asleep, waking up, there are those conflicts that come up, carried forward to the following day. So he could see when we were arguing. But he has never seen me drunk. That one I know. So with those episodes and conflicts and what, I said enough is enough in Denmark. We go back to my own country. I'll get the freedom. So I traveled back. After some time, stay there. Again, to a deep and bad drinking. And another accident, I think, happened that time when I came back. Few incidences again here, bad ones happened. Strained relationship with my family. Because when I came back, I had come with some good money to use in settling.
Yeah.
From my wife and some friends who gave me some money there. And I know, I drank all that money. So I went to my brother again to live with my brother. Machakos. Hey, tena tukakosana. Because now I was drinking a lot and I didn't have income.
Yeah.
So I used to steal things here and there, sell. Then with my traveling, you know how you can access alcohol? We are very clever. I used to go to restaurants, talk about showing them my well-traveled passport. Wanakuogopa, unanunuliwa pombe, unaitwa governor, president. Hey, mazi umeenda mpaka hii country, you've traveled. I'm well-traveled. So they're like, wow, pepewa kwa bili yangu. So everybody want to associate with you. Yeah. I could use that, they were massaging my ego and grandiosity. Yeah. That time I'm like, yeah, so long as I access it, I'm fine. So I used to drink a lot. My brother said enough is enough. He threw me out of his house. And I didn't wait to be told, go out, He's like, if you're going to drink this much, no, not in my place. I have kids, you need to behave. You're a father, remember, you need to behave, you need to find something to do. Where is the money you came back with? Because you knew I've come back with money. So within 2 or 3 weeks, I'd exhausted the money that I had. And he doesn't want to see me. I moved to the street in Machakos. Because why could I go? I couldn't go home. And I remember I came back during summer. I had just carried summer clothes. I didn't have these trousers or things. My shorts. Hey, baridi ilinipiga street bro. Karibu kujikunja ka jacket. Haingii.
So tu kutulia tu kwa street.
Kwa street, mchana unaenda tu kwa grauka hapa, unalala. Usiku unaingia kwa street hapo, one of the kitty, utafuta place, unajisunda hapo. But it was difficult for me. I'm not used to it. So I used to walk to different ATM centers. At least nipate ile joto.
Yeah.
Jioni. Yani nakakaa kwa kiti kidogo natoka naenda. Machakos is not that big. They don't have so many of them.
Yeah.
There are around 4 or 5 banks there. So by the time I'm done going around the 5, at least joto imeingia. And then I go back to the street. In the morning I go to some open field somewhere there. Naka. So I stayed like 2 or 3 days bila food, bila drink. And then it started hitting me, I need to do something. And I moved from there, kanza kutafuta job yoyote. So that's the time I found some guys. tukaanza kutafuta mjengo sasa tufanye. Sina option. Tukatoka, tukatembea. We didn't find that day, we didn't find a job, but we were promised the following day.
Yeah.
So that evening, nikikuja, I saw a church somewhere. I think I owe that church. I need to go there and say thanks to them. I saw a church, is a tent. And nikasema, see, I can be accessing this place in the evening. Nalala huku ndani. So nilikuwa nangoja around 10ish usiku, naingia hapo ndani hapo kwa altar, kuna some this pallet. Nalala hapo 5 sharp naamka. Naenda mjengo. So I was not used to that hard job. No. So I went, nikapewa hiyo job, nikapiga that day. So tukajuana na msee kwa hiyo construction site. Started talking. We just clicked in a way.
Yeah.
Nikamwambia natafuta place ya kudoze, man sina nyumba nini. Akaniambia tuende nikuonyeshe. He took me to his place. Tukakaa na yeye that after 3 days. Tukakaa na yeye that night. In fact, tulihama from where he was living to a different house. Tukalipa one single room. Ilikuwa around 1500. Mjengo tulikuwa tunalipa punch. Na yeye alikuwa amesave because he was there before me. And then being good at what I do, mwenye mjengo alinionanga akaniambia, umefanya job poa, kesho ukuje nitakupea job big.
So you've maximized your effort kwa mjengo. Nikapewa do. Then now we started living with that guy. Tunalipa nusu pesa, we changa for food. Tukakaa 3 days. One of my friends in Tanzania again called me for a gig in Tanzania. Nikasema now this is my breakthrough. Akinilipa do, nitakuja nijipanga nirudi Nairobi nitafute job fit. So nikaenda. She paid me good money, bro. Nilikunywa yote TZ tena. Again. She gave me a car that night with a friend of mine again. A car, tukafuel gari. Pesa after the activity, the gig, I finished the training. Akanilipa do. That evening, tukaenda tukanunua some few things zenye nilikuwa nikuja nazo. Kasema let me sample some clubs again in Arusha. Nilikunywa hiyo do yote. Hata sikurudi na do hata bob. In fact, when I was there, I think I remained with some few thousands. Kanifikisha border. From border, I had to call my brother and to me a fare nitoke border mpaka Machakos. I remember we are not in good terms with him, lakini mwambia nimekwama mahali, saidie na fare nifike Machakos. Akanitumia. You know? So you had a good plan to go to Arusha to get a good package,
yes,
and start a new life, yes, but you drank all, yes, that money.
Same place. In a span of 10 hours, it was done. It was enough money that I could have used in doing things.
So you had to go back to Machakos.
I had to go back to Machakos. Mjengo tena. Nikapiga tena hiyo wiki. But a friend now called again Nairobi. He wanted some help that I could offer at a fee.
Yeah.
Akamtumia do. Nikachoka na mjengo bwana. It's not something that I want. Hata nikiwa hapo, my heart was not really there. I wanted to get money to move on to another thing. Then I had an episode with some guy. So, vile huyo jamaa alinipea do, I was processing for him something. Hiyo pesa nikakunywa. Then in the club we were, kuna boy tulikosana naye hapo. Nikamgonga. I don't normally fight. I'm not arguing. I'm a peace loving guy when I'm drinking. But that day I don't know what happened. I hit that guy akafaint. The police were called. They came looking for me. Because me change kutoka hiyo bar to another one. So wakanipata hapo nimekaa chini. I was still drinking. And then I fought the police. Waliniweka ndani bana. Nipigana nao police big time. Kaniweka ndani Machakos hapo. It was on Thursday. But I have a cousin who works there. A CID guy. Akasema acha akae ndani kwanza. And that guy is becoming too much. So nikakaa hiyo Thursday, Friday, Saturday, nikatolewa Sunday. But now nikiwa ndani pia, mimi ni mrasta and I always find my ways. Huko ndani niliheshimika, nikapata maboys hapo nini. Kapiga sherehe zile zilikuwa zinaingia. Vile nilitoka nishindwa sasa what in life gani jo. I need to change my life. So I never went back to mjengo after that episode. Kaingia hiyo time sasa nikitafuta jobs online. Nikaangukia job moja ya deliveries, mse wa bike alikuwa anatafutwa. Nikapiga huyo boy akaniambia nikuje Nairobi nipate job. I came, he gave me a job. Tukaanza kufanya. Nilifanya 2 weeks. Nikapata another job kampuni nyingine ilikuwa inatafuta. Huyo jamaa alikuwa analipa na commission. But now that guy was paying me salary.
Yeah.
Nikasema acha nichukue hii. Nikachukua. He was paying around 18,000 a month. Sasa nikatafuta nyumba Machakos. Nilikuwa natoka Machakos na kuja Nairobi napiga job narudi Machakos. Alana. So I worked there for 6 months with that guy. I was very good at the job that I was doing. Tuka click na boss mwenye kampuni. Became close friends. Akasema hii sasa wewe sikuachilie wewe unafanya kazi fiti. That time niliacha kukunywa 6-7 months. So one evening nikaenda Kitengela kwa na best yangu. Best akanipeleka bar. Remember nimebaki 6 months sijakunywa. Kuingia bar nikamwambia mimi sikunywa, akanibaya juice hapo, mimi nikapiga. Sijui hiyo first drink ile nilipiga. You know what follows?
Yeah.
Kukunywa tena. Benda, siku report job. Si nikatuma excuse ya niona nimelewa. Nikamwambia nilikuwa msick nini. Akanisamea tu. So tukapiga job na yeye. But now as we were progressing, we were doing really good. I was doing great. I started putting myself together. I had my own house. Kununua vitu 2-3 kwa nyumba, kuequip house. And then remember now wife yangu tulikuwa tushaachana. So support ni mimi najitegemea. My family imekata ties. So ni mimi tu. So nikaanza kuhustle, nikasema no, let me get my life together. Job ikaanza kurudi chini. He wanted to change the modus operandi. How he was operating his company.
Yeah.
So ikakuwa hawezi accommodate, akaanza ku lay off employees wengine. Tulikuwa around 5 riders. So wakaenda wote nikabaki solo. So naye akasema hata wewe sioni nikikulipa mshahara sasa. The company is not bringing in as I expected. So here and there naweza kuwa nakosa kulipa, but there's a friend of mine mwenye anataka dere pia. Unajua ku ride na ku nini, you can go, I can recommend you. I can recommend job hivyo. Nikamkia job, nikaenda hiyo place. Boss, kufika hapo wase walikuwa nakunywa ile mbaya. So nikarudi back to my drinking. Lakini sasa my drinking now inakuwa worse.
Yeah.
Sana amka asubuhi tunaenda nao tunakunywa, mimi nashinda kufanya job. Niko hapo nimepewa gari, nimepewa bike kufanya hizo jobs. Tunaenda man, mimi nakunywa, wao wanaendelea na job. Mimi nashinda. So I struggled. Na sikuambianga msee. Na mimi mwenyewe sikuwa najua what's happening in my life.
Yeah.
I get. So nili struggle. Accident after accident, warnings after warnings, mazeni nini, what happened? Napeleka vitu ufiki, what's happening? Unakunywa sana. So that day, one day, I remember the same time I went to Thika mazena bike. Nilikuwa nimelewa mchana. Miraculously I made it and back. Niskumbuki. So one day I was going to Rongai. So I passed through Karen. Sisi out, tukasimama Karen somewhere, we drank. Rongai, nikafika Rongai. Tukakaa place fulani hapo, tukakunywa big time. Sasa nikatoka. Tulitoka na boy tunakuja home. I was drunk, I couldn't even drive. I had a first accident, nikagongana na msee lori. Na sikujua, I didn't know. Ngona mpaka askari amenisimamisha simuoni. Nashindwa form. So wakapiga mbele, askari wengine wakasimama kwa road wakaniblock. Nikienda niko high na spin gari, askari wamesimama kwa barabara. Nashindwa form. I was taken in to Rongai police station. They wanted a cash bill of 10 or 20k. Kaambia wanichangie simu, iwake at least nipige kampuni wanitumie doni toka ndani. Huyo polisi akaika simu yangu icharge. Tumekaa hapo. Nitoka na gari. Shwa. Kutoka kumbe yule askari mmoja ameniona vile natoa gari parking. Akafungisha gate. Gate ikafungwa nikarudi.
So you're escaping from lawful custody.
Bana. Sasa nashinda huyu jamaa anaenda wapi? So vile natoka akaniona akanirudisha, akaninyang'anya key ya gari. Nikamwachia key. Nikaingia tena cell. Sasa hapo hiyo place tulikuwa na ngoja. So me I don't know again vile nili sneak out of that cell. Hapo hiyo place tena. Nikatoka sasa, niliacha kila kitu, gari, simu, kila kitu niliacha hapo. Nikatoka nje nikaenda home. Nili escape tu hivyo. So kufika miraculously basi. So kufika job nikaripoti kwa admin, nikamwambia vipi gari ilishikwa, nikadanganyana tu ilishikwa na kanjo nini walikuwa wanataka mabarua fulani sikuwa nazo. Walikuwa wanajua gari hizo mabarua haina. So nikatumia hiyo ka excuse. Unajua tunakuwa clever sana.
Yeah, true.
Si joke manipulate msee. Ni rahisi.
One time.
Wakasema sawa. Manager akapigiwa simu. Kwa the following day niende gari. walikuwa wanataka pesa ngapi? Nikawaambia, anambia sawa, kesho basi itapeanwa niende. But now unajua nime escape police station.
Yeah.
So gari ya kampuni zinakuanga na hizo manamba. Wamepiga simu kwa kampuni asubuhi. Mimi sijui, nishatoka na bike nimeenda job. Na sina simu, so siwezi tafuta mpaka nimalize job nirudi. So nikirudi naenda admin namuuliza vipi? Where is that money I'm supposed to go bail out the car? Niambia hapana, manager anakutafuta kwanza, enda kwa ofisi ya manager. Hapa. Kufika hapo kumbe simu ilishapigwa na police station. Polisi washapiga wakaripoti the guy, we arrested him, he was drunk, he left the car here, it's in the police station. Hatujui vile alienda. Alionekana, is he safe? So, si manager ananiuliza what's happening man. I didn't know. So nikadanganyana the same story ya jana. Naambia sawa. Kaa hapo, director is waiting for you. Eyebrows. Something is wrong here. Hii story imejulikana.
Yeah.
So ile nangoja director akukama katuma msee. But now that previous night vile niliepa Stenje
Station.
Nilijiita kama mkutano that evening. As much as I was drunk. Manze mimi nilikuwa nishachoka na life ya kukunywa. I prayed to God na muuliza, how am I going to get out of this?
Yeah.
Why? I mean, if I can't get it, then let me just come home, God. I'm getting tired. Now, God, I'm going to explain. Where's, the car I was using is worth millions.
Yeah.
What will I explain if anything happens to it?
Yeah.
Personally, I had had episodes, maze, zile mbaya. Yeah. You wake up. I never used to look at myself in a mirror. I had condad. Mbaya sana.
You're not feeding.
But I can't eat. And then every morning I'm struggling, to puke. I need to toa lock.
Shedina, here comes your turning point. In the police station.
Mehepa.
Tried to escape. In fact, you escaped successfully. You're not even afraid that you could be shot because you're trying to escape.
Yes, I kujangi that time, man. It wasn't there in my mind. I didn't even think that I'm escaping. I was high at first, high as a kite, So when I went home, to the office, that's when I explained and they said, yeah. So that morning, as I was saying, and that evening, I really asked God, this is too much. The episodes, the accidents, the incidences that I've undergone, the things that have happened in my life, I deserve better. Let come what may. And then in my mind, I'm like, I can't even afford to take myself to a treatment center. These places are very expensive. What do I do? In you, God, I take refuge. So take care of me. So the following day, I'm summoned to the director's office. The director was held up, didn't come. So the manager told me to go to my house. They'll call me once the director is ready. So some guy was sent. I was called to the office. I'm like, hey, this guy has been sent by the director to talk to you. Hey, we started talking with the guy, we had a conversation, and then he ended up by asking me now, have you ever thought about rehab? I'm like, what? Have you ever seen God sent message?
Yeah.
Rehab? What are you talking about? Like, yeah, have you ever heard about that? Yeah, maybe. But am I that bad? And then that is the previous evening I'm having a conversation with God. And I'm asking, how am I going even to afford rehab? And somebody's mentioning it.
Yeah.
But then what's going to happen? Now, I'm afraid that I'm going to lose my job. I'm afraid that I'm not going to be paid. I'm afraid that where's my life going to start from?
Yeah.
So the guy says, the director has seen it fit to take you to a place for 30 days to reflect on your life. It's a polite way of saying you've been taken to rehab.
Yeah.
I cried, but deep inside in my heart, I was very, very happy.
Yeah.
Finally, God, you have answered my prayers. Let me go and see what this happens. So my director said, I need to find my way to Diani, some recovery place there. But I don't know what happened in between. Now we were supposed to go to Rongai to get the car out. And the police asked that I go.
Yeah.
If they want to take me to the courts, you can cover for everything. So we went there. The police agreed to let me go. They promised, my manager and the guy we went with, they promised that they're taking me to rehab, so they give me a chance. So the police said, sawa.
And they'll cater for the cost.
Yes, I was taken to rehab by my boss. He paid.
Wow.
Man, that time I cried. I really felt nice. I never complained. I went there weak as I was. But I trusted. I had just hope that this is not the life I was meant to live. I can live a better life. So I went there. I did my 4 months in rehab. 4 good months. And that's now the time that it came to be understood, actually by my own self, that I've been an alcoholic suffering without knowing. And I asked myself, how many people are out there like me, suffering like me? There are so many of them. They do not know. The society has written them off. The society hates them. The society thinks it's their own mistakes.
It's their own choices.
It's their own choices. They make wrong choices. You know what they used to ask me? What do you lack? You have good jobs. You have a good wife. Mzungu, alafu unafanya ujinga kaa hii, you know.
Yeah.
How do you drink like this? Look at your kid. You have a handsome son. Why are you doing these things you are doing? They don't understand I'm fighting it. You know, deep down I suffered in deep, you know, in secret I used to suffer. People could see my smile and having a good job, posting my travels all over the world. But deep inside I don't have inner peace.
Yeah.
So I understood the whole concept of alcoholism. And then I really told God. I remember what my counselor told me. This is a do or die for you. Now that you have gotten somebody to sponsor you for 5 months. Because after my 4 months, I got my way to halfway house. I spent another 1 month at halfway house. So my recovery process took 5 months in total.
Yeah.
I really understood it. I read about it. I understood it. I chose to internalize it my own self and take it. Because I'd known what rock bottom means. Because I've had instances that I should be dead. More than 9 of them. Sometimes when I count them, but you know the program that I work, I have my sponsor who tells me, but I do not count how many instances. Ask why God has given you a chance to live. Why you have this chance of living. So from that moment, I changed the perspective of life. Remember when I walked in, I was weighing around 53 kgs. I came out 69, bro. Under good nutrition and the care that we are given there, I moved out with a changed mind, good counseling, and then of course accepting myself for who I am. You know, accepting that I'm an alcoholic and I'm not supposed to drink. That sunk. When I'm told the insanity things that I was doing is not by my own choice, it's because of the disease that I have, I chose to accept it. So I don't have to listen to people to tell me that I'm an alcoholic. I tell them I'm an alcoholic. If I drink, I die. And today actually I was remembering my life in Denmark. I posted on my WhatsApp. It was really fun what we used to go through. So then my turnaround came. I left halfway house after 5 months. I went to stay with my sister. Humbling, bro. Humility. Na kutake back to default settings. Nilikaa hapo kwa sister yangu for 2-3 months nikitafuta bearing. So as I was at the halfway house, a friend of mine again, ule mwenye alini refer the company that took me to rehab, akaniita job. Job yake ilikuwa inakaa fiti. So I went back to the job. He employed me. We started hiring a bike. Natumia bike nalipa msee 350 per day. But I was making money. Good job. In fact, within 6 months, I had bought 2 acres of land. Wow. Do the delivery work in Malindi. Wow. I had started constructing the house. Your mother was stuck somewhere. I started doing things. It was because I was focused and I had the vision for those things that I was doing. So once I was doing those things, I said, that's okay. So later in the year, I took a bike on a loan. Nikaanza ilikuwa hiyo mwaka, nikaanza kulipa sasa instead of paying ule msee, nalipa the financial institution that gave me the bike. I finished paying in 6-7 months. I was done paying it. And then I had my sport bike here now. Life changed. Things got better. I got a home. I moved from my sister's place. I found my own self a house. Comfortably living, footing my bills. Finished my mom's house, you know. And then I'm always proud of myself. Those people who wrote me off started coming out and asking, what happened? What changed? It just took an acceptance and a stranger from somewhere to save my life. So that's why I'm comfortable sharing my story. Somebody can change.
And indeed, you're a lucky guy. Jobs.
Very.
Accidents.
Oh, so many of them. An instance, you know, let me just mention this as a final thing. There comes when you're an alcoholic, there comes with responsible sexual behaviors that comes.
Yeah. Super.
The instances you find yourself, the times you wake up and you don't know who you're sleeping with, and both of you are naked.
You don't even remember what you did.
You don't remember what you did. You can't be naked. You are not taking a shower. So,
it's true.
So sometimes it's those small things that gives me an opportunity to thank God.
Yeah. And
say, for the far you have brought me, let somebody read from what I'm saying.
Yeah.
In March, I'm marking my 2nd anniversary.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
1 year, 10 months.
Congratulations.
You know? And it just passes. accepting that this is who I am, not waiting for people to judge, and accept it. It's a disease, man. We need to talk about it. We need to tell people about it, you know, and teach them. But you know, there's a thin line between enabling and letting people know that you love them when they're suffering.
Yeah, yeah.
So that thin line, we need to understand it and let it be known. And
Now,
seize it.
I want to tell the public.
Yeah.
Give a parting shot to the youths who are drinking too much and don't know much about addiction, and to the families that are suffering because of their children who are in addiction. What can you tell them?
One, it's openly known now, and even WHO has classified alcoholism and addiction as a disease. We need to get an understanding, and most of them do not know it. So once they get the understanding that this is a disease, we can handle it in a different way. And you've got only one cure: accepting it and working your recovery. And knowing that the first drink drives you crazy, the next you go. So for those ones who have not gotten into drinking or smoking or using any drugs, stop it. Don't do it.
Don't try.
Don't try. Because the mine was for fun. Look where I went.
Yeah.
I lost a home from grace to grass. You know, but God has just lifted me from grass to. And those families who see those people that are doing that, we are here, some of us, we are ready to help. If it's giving moral support and anything, we are here to work with them. We're here to help them.
How can they contact you?
They can find me anywhere, on any platform. Naushad Shadi. Go to Facebook, go to Instagram, go to Twitter. That's my name, Naushad Shadi. Drop me an inbox. I always respond to everybody. I get many of them call and ask. But if you want to call me, 0722 960022. Reach out.
Again?
0722 960022. Let's reach out. But find me on any social media, Naushad Shadi, anywhere. And that's what I do. And then, of course, once you get into recovery and you're working your program, find something to substitute what you used to do. Like I used to drink, but right now I'm into biking full time. I do biking. Yes, man, that thing is crazy now. That's my new bay.
And at least you're doing it in a sober way.
Yeah, you have to. That is one discipline number one.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that you can deal with that thing.
Yeah.
Because there's no way. These machines move. They go at a very high speed. So that's what I do. If you want to find out what I do, go to YouTube. I have that channel, Banesta, Naushad Shadi. Watch what we're doing there. I've traveled a lot in this country with the bikes, doing my biking and doing that. So it's a whole lot of it. But as I always say, God above all.
God above all.
Just pray. Even if you don't believe, just know that there's an higher power who can help you overcome what you're doing. You get? There's always an higher power. Pray. Whichever person or image or anything that you believe in, know that you cast your problems into that higher power. And pray and stand firm in faith. There's hope at the end of the day. You know, as I said, my sponsor told me one day, and I always know, as the thing in life, I was created for a purpose. And until I execute that, I'll not die from this earth. So once I've gotten this chance, if it's reaching out to the youths and telling them that they can do better, they can change, it's doing. Who knows what I'm supposed to be developing in Malindi? Probably an helping center where people can just pop in and come and enjoy.
True.
You know, I suffered in pain and in silence. In fact, until the day you called me to go and share my story at Hot 96, that's the time I said, yeah, enough is enough. Now let me go out in public and say about it. I decided, you know, I'm no longer ashamed of myself.
And it's a remedy.
Yes.
It's a remedy.
You share it, you emotionally become undressed, naked before people. But it gives you hope. I'm not the same person I was before I came here. Yeah. Now that I've shared, I feel happy.
Yeah.
You know.
Wow, what a story. Powerful. Indeed, we've seen how addiction can really affect our lives. Indeed, we've seen how addiction can really bring negative impacts to our lives. And powerful story from Shadi. You've seen it, you've done it all, but through the power of the higher power, you've been able to reach to where you are. To the families that are undergoing addiction challenges, there's always hope at the end of the tunnel. There's always hope at the end of the tunnel. Powerful story. Thank you, Shadi. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
God above all.
God above all.